Hello and welcome to the back nine of round 2 of the 2025 PDGA United States Women's Disc Golf Championships presented by Discraft and CHaferNews.com. Nailed it. I'm Erika Stinchcomb.
I'm Madison Walker. We're your two hotkeys.
Honk. We are watching some pretty dang good golf. Nothing too crazy. We did get to see an eagle. If you didn't watch the front nine, you psychopaths, go check that out. Yep, so Eveliina taking the solo lead with that eagle.
I think that's Thor. That's the tournament director's dog, Thor.
Sick.
Yeah.
That's a good name.
Uh-huh. He's got a bed out there that he can lay on at the course.
I love that.
Pretty cool.
So far, the best round is a 7 down in the clubhouse.
But anyways, more about Thor.
And what do you think Thor does on this hole?
Oh, man. Yeah, the hardest hole of the day. 397 downhill. You think, oh, yeah, reachable distance. And it is. But it's just a very, very, very particular line. You also have to make sure you don't touch a single tree because the OB line that runs down the left-hand side comes into play so fast. And that's where strokes start to stack up. If you do hit an early tree, trying to recover is rough because the final gap to the opening of the green is, 7 feet wide?
Yeah, if that.
It is so small. Eveliina has this shot pretty down.
Oh, that was the exact right shape. You could tell it was trying. At least it lands center cut.
Yeah. It's a very fortunate kick.
Very, very, very fortunate. I've never heard you triple very before.
Did I triple?
Yeah, I mean, but it's warranted.
I didn't even hear myself do that.
It's just one extra. But it is one of the most particular lines I've ever seen, and one of the most highly punishing if you are off by 1 inch.
Oh, baby. Come on.
Yeah!
Oh, yes!
Ooh, ooh.
Honestly, that's one of the shots of the day.
That's a dream. Happy to see this follow flight.
Get those leaves out of the way.
Don't leaves.
Oh, yeah!
Gorgeous.
Bullseye.
Suppose we should give a little shout out. Let's see what she was throwing there.
Henna, one of only 2 people to park this hole today.
Wow. The
There
fact
was
that there
none
was
yesterday.
2 is amazing.
Yeah, there was none yesterday.
It's a Proto Glow Halo Destroyer. No way Hailey does it too.
Oh,
no way.
come on.
No way.
They're so good. Like, show-offs.
Honestly.
This is just excessive.
In a double follow flight to boot?
Come on. Well, we know the gap. We know the line.
Very, very, very impressive.
It's cool. We got to see both the people that parked the hole.
Mm-hmm.
Let's see if Eveliina can find that little teeny gap at the bottom of the hill.
Look at this little hallway.
Oh,
Dang.
Did she do it?
No, it was just like her drive, the perfect shape, but just a couple inches this time to the right, and it kicked right pretty badly. Own left with nothing. Classic left side of this hole.
Ugh. If you are anywhere within 50 to 100 feet on that left side, you are not having a good time.
Yeah, it's a waking nightmare.
And Eveliina showing us how quickly this hole can be bogeyed and why, let's see here, 70% of the field taking a bogey stroke at least on this hole.
Par is taking strokes on folks on this one, let alone a birdie.
Yep, only 3 people got to circle 1 in regulation. 2 of those were the ones that were parked. So only 1 other person did it. Only 11 got to circle 2 in regulation. Let's see, any more fun stats? That's crazy.
Oh, it averaged like exactly the same as yesterday.
Mm-hmm.
That's wild.
A full stroke over par.
Some tap in birdies.
Yep, and these are the only 2 of the day. We get to watch them both.
This is why we watch.
We're spoiled.
Mm-hmm. A double follow flight? Come on.
Double follow flight, double tap in birdie.
Checking in with Lucky Lorenzen on hole 11. Ooh. Okay, gets a little squeaky on that right
Yeah,
side.
happy to get through. Lucky playing her first major event. Oh,
Wow.
with the baby in tow. Look at this long putt. Congratulations to Lucky. Expecting a little one in the distant future. And playing some great golf.
No kidding.
Even with all the changes.
Pretty unbelievable stuff. Women are amazing, huh?
No, honestly.
Honestly.
Understatement. Here's the hole Lucky just played.
It's par 3, 309 feet. You kind of do have to throw right where Lucky did at that grouping of 3 trees and fade just before them. Even if you do that, it's hard to get all the way to the circle. We saw Eveliina park it yesterday just by throwing the hardest shot I've ever seen, maybe ever. Other than maybe her ace shot. She's just ripping those discs out there. This was a headwind, so it was a tough one. You kind of had to stable up to get out of there. You know what? Just get out of the gap. What's worse, early left or right?
Oh, right side, I think.
Yeah, I think so too. Ooh, love that.
So good. And you see a lot of discs land in this area, right on the edge of circle 2 / close to maybe the edge of circle 1. But it's a safe shot to try to kind of chuck a hyzer and not try to get aggressive on the distance and get all the way to the basket.
Weirdly easy to do that. I hit that same tree. Just trying to hang a hyzer and pipe it down there.
I like to aim at this middle tree and slide the disc right by it, but it is risky. Eveliina gonna just do it perfectly.
Back to back. Eveliina going a little farther than she did yesterday with her champ Thunderbird. Owen hanging it out a little bit wide. It gets sneaky though. Ooh, tough angle. Hailey gonna need to get this forehand to turn and hopefully flex back at the pin. Come on.
Wow. What a great shot.
Really.
I mean, that's such a hard line.
Yeah. Really, really tight flex shot. Very impressive.
Oh, and with a little chip up to the bullseye. I think this is, and maybe I'm being dramatic from the fact that the rest of the par 3s on the course are so difficult, but I think this is such a good par 3.
Oh, I actually like this one.
And not just because the distance is 309. I just think it's a really cool hole. I think the shot is awesome. I think it's appropriately punishing.
Yeah. And between this one and the next one, it's the last breath of fresh air you're going to get.
Yeah.
It's the only 2 like actually scoreable par 3s, and they're still not easy.
Yeah, and you can see no one on our lead card able to convert the birdie here. So it's a tough one. But a very fun hole to play, a very fair hole.
What a scramble. Hailey taking a deep breath after that one. Yes. Okay, I love this.
That's beautiful.
Just going to loop that on my phone for probably about 16 times in a row. I like everything that's happening in that shot.
There were only 13 birdies on 11, and I still like it.
I mean, that's got to be more than most of the par 3s.
Yeah.
Except maybe the next one. But I bet I
No,
would bet more.
Oh, there's more on the next one.
Oh,
Yeah,
okay.
there's-
Dang it. That's what I said, actually.
Yeah. I heard you.
Here's Emily Weatherman, who's been popping off a really good round so far in solo third. She's ahead on hole 15. She definitely saws that one off and hits that center grouping of trees, but it's only 455 feet, so with a special shot here, she can get all the way down there. Pretty special.
Oh my gosh.
And it's hard to do that. I mean, you can see this hillside. You see a lot of rollaways on this one. It's hard to park it.
Look at that clean round, too.
She's going to move to 8 down. Seven down on the round. Wow, she probably shot up so many spots. 8 spots, it looks like.
Here is hole 12. Normally a very straightforward hole at 360 feet. It plays shorter than that recorded distance, but today it was a ripping headwind. So what is normally a breath of fresh air now feels slightly stressful. These little teeny trees can be a real pain. You come in just a little bit earlier, just a little bit late, and all of a sudden you don't have a putt at all. It's nice. It's a nice hole. This hyzer flip from Henna is ideal.
Nice.
Yeah,
And she squeaks through pretty well. I feel like she should have absolutely parked it. She'll have to putt about 15 feet.
Hailey taking the higher hyzer route for the power players. She gets tangled up a little early. She'll be right around the edge of circle 1.
Eveliina with a really powerful shot here. Just needs to get past all these skinny little trees.
I love watching her throw.
It's the best.
It's so good. Just the full send commitment is fun to watch. Ooh, Owen with like kind of a little air bouncy shot. Doesn't quite get as much bounce as she wants, and she's going to have kind of a tough little approach.
It looks like she's got one main gap she can hit. It's kind of just a little standstill putter shot.
Perfect.
No problem.
Here's Hailey in that sea of trees. Not really one straightforward shot. She's going to try to swing a little hyzer putt in.
Ooh, putt is on. She hit that first big C2 on hole 1 and then kind of had a few missed testers from circle's edge, but
They've all been like dead center though.
these last two makes me think she's pretty dang warmed up on the putt now.
Sometimes you just need that little extra bit of something forcing you to focus.
Do you see that little gap she hit?
Uh-huh. Heck yeah, Hailey.
Nice birdie.
Henna on the deep side of the green.
Eveliina to tie it up with Henna again. They've been kind of trading back and forth all day.
Colors on Eveliina's scorecard.
Pretty much all of them.
Oh, comes in high, but it sticks.
Yeah, let's add some more green.
Quarter of the field birdieing this hole. Very nice, fair par 3.
Love a tie up at the top. Emily Weatherman trailing in solo third. Hole 13, a difficult par 3. Even though it's only 324 feet, it is downhill, so you'd think it'd be reachable, but you would be wrong. You got to hit a gap off the tee. It looks like a forehand, but you just have to get it moving right so fast that it's hard to get the forehand over there. You can usually get into circle 2 with a good one. Some of the power players might be able to find the circle. I think the backhand can drift over there a little bit better if you keep it turning. It kind of looks like a sawed off shot to the right though to get all the way there. Hailey, one of the best forehand players we have. Oh, dang, I really wanted to see where that finished. It was looking great. I would bet circle 2 though. I think there's like 5 birdies on this yesterday. But as long as you make the gap, it's not quite as difficult to par as some of the other par 3s.
That one did come out a little late for Eveliina. But you do have to put that much turn on the disc in order to even try to get close to as far right as you need to be.
You're right. I mean, it looks like a shank.
Sure does.
Like, that's also the correct line.
Yeah, Eveliina is just a teeny bit too tight. Henna makes the correction, and she's still going to be too far left.
Yeah, in circle 2, I think.
Owen going to try the forehand. Giving it lots of height so it has time to maybe push, but that ceiling is so brutal.
Pretty typical on this one. It's hard to get there cleanly. Eveliina with a tough scramble. She's going to catch a tree and drop very short.
Yep, only 2 players got to circle 1 in regulation, while 19 got to circle 2. So that putting surface is just extremely difficult to access.
And just looking at some pitch ups here. Hailey parked for par. Eveliina's third. Makes quick work of it. Owen from outside circle 2 after a solid forehand.
Woo-hoo.
Good bid.
Henna giving it a good bid. There was only 2 birdies on the day today. Violet Main got it from circle 1. Kristen Alette making a circle 2 putt for her birdie.
Nice. And par feels good on this one. Eveliina going to card the only bogey here. And another lead change with that bogey. Henna gonna take the solo lead once again. Emily Weatherman now in a tie for second with Eveliina with that 8 down round.
Another difficult par 3, but this one of the shorter ones on the course at 297. It is a very tight line though, and the gap continues to get smaller as you move closer towards the basket. You can get through this final little grouping of trees, especially these 3 on the right. You have a pretty straightforward putt. It's nice, you can kind of blast one into this and rely on the wall to backboard you and keep you close. You see a lot of players swinging a hyzer just a little bit too much and ending up on the left side short of the green.
I like the forehand on this. I think there's a lot of room for it. Hailey, wow, so much power. Hitting the second tier of the structure. Definitely going to see more backhands on this one, though.
Yeah, Henna going to take that right side gap that the drone flew, and look at this. That's so good.
Really good. Too bad it didn't stay up, but hopefully not too awkward of a putt. That wall is right at the level where it's kind of in your swing.
It's kind of strange, this tee pad, though, because it points down the left side of the fairway, and while there are gaps over there, it's a little bit more of a poke and hope. There's just a few too many trees to rely on the Anheuser shot into the screen. Owen trying to work the flex forehand, and unfortunately it does not work out.
I actually haven't seen anyone even try that left side gap.
Yeah, it's not great. There's a few too many trees late in the flight. Eveliina kind of slips into that shot, comes out a little bit early.
A lot of work left.
Thankfully, this is her bread and butter.
Oh, it's buttered. Owen looking to recover. Little step out sidearm.
What a funky little shot, but Owen making it work.
She's the queen of funky little shots.
She sure is.
Hailey.
Birdie. That's such a great putt from Hailey.
Look at her birdieing every other hole. Really impressive stuff, moving to 9 down now, just 1 behind the leader.
Huh, this played as the second easiest hole of the day, and it's still not easy.
What did average?
A 1/10 of a stroke under par.
Okay, just barely.
Just barely.
And a nice par save from Own. Eveliina looking to do the same here.
Yep.
I like that we both said Hailey and then both paused for the other one and then both only said birdie and nothing else. It's like objectively bad commentary, but at the same time. Henna dealing with the wall here. Surprisingly awkward, but she's in for the birdie to maintain her solo lead and stretch it to 2.
Up the stairs of the structure, one of many out here at Rollin Ridge.
Hailey's putt really heating up on this back 9. So fun to watch.
Wow, Emily adding another birdie, 8 down now through 17 holes.
And a 3-way tie at second place, 2 strokes behind our leader. Hole 15, another par 4, 455 feet. We just saw Emily Weatherman play this. The drone is flying the left-hand side of the fairway. You can take that route, but most women are going to take the right side and just try to punch straight, maybe get a little fade at the end. Then you're dealing with all these really cute little totems. We love it. The basket is perched on a very steep slope. Also some pretty slippery footing. This is probably what you get the 3rd most rollaways on the course here, maybe 2nd most.
Yeah, I think 2nd.
After the bowl hole.
Yep.
First things first, hit your main gap just like this. That's
Man.
gorgeous. Oh, and so powerful.
Hailey just pures
Is she gonna
it.
eagle it?
No, like legitimately.
Like she's to the totems.
No, she can see the basket.
Is she in circle 2?
What?
That's the best drive I've seen by far.
Okay, what's wild is Hailey is, she's on the putting surface. She's putting, but only 3. Wait, never mind. Sorry, I was looking at the wrong hole.
Henna also to the totems. The parrots aren't quite as close to the tikis, so
Yeah.
Hailey a little closer.
You do get an eerie sensation of being watched on this fairway, and then you look up, and there are 2 parrots, 3 owls, and 8 tikis all staring at
and
you?
also some old forest men,
Yes, true.
bearded, ant-like looking guys.
Once you get on the green, their backs are to you. They don't care about you anymore. They don't care about your putt. They just want to watch some bomber drives through the woods.
Right, and then you pay your toll and make your way to the green. Eveliina also just going to blast it way down there. What an incredible grouping of drives. Own going to find that kind of center group kicking left, and there's not a lot of gaps over here, but queen of the funky shot here.
Oh man, 1 tree to miss.
Good effort.
Henna tucked on the right side. She's going to try to work this Anheuser shot. She's so good at these. And wow.
I really want it. I'm just going to say it. She's pinned on the parrot.
She sure was. Owen just going to chip one up to the green. Oh, no,
Ooh,
she's putting.
She's always putting.
She is always putting. And
Here we go.
Here we go.
There it is.
There she rolls.
Feel really validated and
Yeah. On the heat map, this is red hot. You see this all the time. It's very annoying.
Eveliina gonna lay up. Smart.
Hailey also not going to mess around. Well, maybe mess around.
Probably could have messed around a little
She
bit.
messed around a little bit with that for
Like,
sure.
not in a good way. Own coming back for par, leaves
No.
it short, sit down.
Oh,
Oh, man. Boo.
Boo-hoo.
Boo to the green, not to Own.
Yeah.
Just to be clear.
Everyone at home, boo. Boo this green.
Just a bit too sloped.
Makes you wonder if did Own forget to pay the toll to
She
the
did.
trolls?
Yeah.
I mean, what's the right amount? They don't talk very much, so you don't know what you're supposed to do. Yeah. You know, you're just rolling.
I pay them in leaves. But like really good ones.
Hailey, after messing around a bit, still going to walk away with the birdie.
Very nice. She moves to 10 down with that one. Putting together such a clean middle stretch and back 9. Eveliina keeping pace.
This one of only 5 holes on the course to average under par.
And Henna maintaining her 2-stroke lead there. What an unbelievable set of drives we saw.
Legit. Look at Henna's last 9 holes, too. Clean as a whistle.
Mm-hmm.
Calvin, looking good today.
Calvin Heimberg.
Excuse me, sorry. Hey, oh, sorry. Excuse me. Hello. Hey, thank you. A Naqua. I'm looking for a Naqua. Do you have one?
Hey, Germ, you can't cut in line.
My apologies. You may have noticed I just cut you in line. I'm just looking for a Naqua.
A Naqua? Here, use mine.
Got it. Thanks.
Hole 16, 276 feet, but way uphill, plays closer to 330 or 340. And this last gap doesn't make it feel any shorter. Look how tight it is. It is about 2/3 of the way up the fairway. Once you make it up to the top of this hill, it flattens out a little bit as you get up to the green, and there's all these little teeny trees that can make putting very interesting. There is a lot of ways you can err on this hole. Early left, early right.
Late left, late right.
Yeah.
Almost hit the gap, kick 100 feet in the woods. Hailey piping the gap and getting the ground play. That's ideal. Not quite as ideal as Eveliina's ace yesterday, a pure air shot. That was a joy to watch. Go check it out if you haven't seen it.
This camera angle doesn't make it look like it's that much uphill. It's pretty steep.
I mean, that's just like how cameras work.
Yeah.
But it's very steep.
For those of you at home, it's steeper than it looks.
I mean,
Wait,
you
look
can
how
kind of tell
small
here.
they
Look,
look.
yeah, they're
Yeah.
teeny. Little ants
Little
down there.
teeny guys at the bottom of the hill.
Ace it.
Dude,
No way. No
what
way.
the heck?
That's
She
it.
is a machine.
Yeah. Build them different in Finland.
Oh my gosh, just replicated almost exactly.
And on so close to peering the gap. Gonna drop just a touch short. Oh, never quite able to get her round going. It's fine. Just not great. Henna from this left side we were talking about can be really jailing here. Madison is calling for the course directors to cut these trees down here. So please sign the petition.
Just a few of them.
Sponsored by
Just
Madison Walker.
Anyone that is narrower than like a hose.
Mm.
Oh,
Ah,
my
that's
goodness.
Garbage.
What did it hit?
The pole.
Yeah.
Just hit the pole and ricocheted off of it. Eveliina, not much of a look from that deep side.
That's where she would have went yesterday if she didn't land in the basket.
Yeah, she must be just trying for the ace. She must be.
Only 13 birdies on hole 16. Tough little par 3.
Only 2 daunting holes left.
Yeah, finishing out the round with a par 4 and a par 5. Some of the tightest fairways on the course.
And a round of pars for our lead card on this one.
Looks like 8 down is going to be one of the hot rounds of the weekend.
Hole 17, a par 4, 396, but plays at least 100 feet farther than that. The drone is flying through, it's more of a walking path. It's impossible to get your disc to fly that entire length. I think personally the best play is to kind of push straight off the tee. It baits you into fading to the left, but if you land on the left side of the fairway as you turn the corner, there's more obstructions. I think if you push straighter, there's a few more gaps to be had, but looking back from the pin, that sure looked like there was no real line, doesn't it?
Yep.
It's clear for maybe 225, maybe 250 feet before you just hit a wall of trees. So just get it out of your hand, hit the first gap, see what happens. And that's a pretty typical story from Hailey. The thing is, though, I mean, distance-wise, you can still birdie it from where Hailey is if she has a line.
It's not about like having a line on the second shot. It's about taking it. You have to really force it and take it away.
I love that.
Because they're not going to give it to you on this second shot.
Yeah. Ooh. That's about as pure of a shot as you are ever going to see on this hole.
Wow.
Amazing.
With a nice little roll at the end. And look at the little wall right in front of her.
Nice looking shot from Own, but there it is.
That one little grouping.
All right, take it, Hailey.
Take it. It's yours.
Grab it.
She's going to find her way into the dreaded casual ditch. Yeah, get zoomed in there. Get to know it.
Add some spooky music.
Oh, and trying to work a flex here. Oh, little tree
Whoa,
love. And
a lot of tree love.
Yeah, bumps her right into circle one. We love to see it.
That looked like it was churning and burning. That was a nice break.
It's weird. I feel like we haven't seen a ton of tree love today.
Is
It's
it
been like
weird?
a lot of pure shots and then like no tree love on the bad ones. It's kind of, that's like, that's not weird. That's Rollin Ridge.
Yep.
The trees are maybe like, a little stuck up around here.
It's a pay to play.
Yeah, the locals, they're probably just treating them like kings.
Henna not making a whole lot of forward progress now, left with a lot of work for par, but she manages that really nicely. This slightly elevated, awkward pin. Uh-oh.
That's why all the locals are like, we love it here. We feel so lucky. It's like, how long do we have to be here before the trees decide they like us?
Yeah, okay, good point. We haven't paid our dues.
Uh-huh.
I mean, like, literally
We have to get to
and
know each other.
time-wise.
Yeah.
This is Evelina's drive. And we know she can throw more than 396 feet. She's not even in circle 2, so.
That tree that Eveliina just met is especially rude. I know it as well.
Hailey for a par save. Oh, yeah.
Yes.
Her putt, man.
I know, it's looking buttery smooth.
How many slow mezzes is that for Hailey? At least
7,
3?
8.
Beautiful. And harder than it looks. I mean, that was uphill to an awkward height of a basket. Oh, and after some tree love, let's see if she can capitalize on a birdie. You know it.
What a great putt. This basket is so elevated from the bottom of the hill where Own landed. What a great birdie. One of only... Oh, there's 21 birdies on this hole?
There was a lot yesterday, too, but not
Excuse
that
me?
many.
Yes. Oh,
Oh, that's the highest I've ever seen a disc stay.
what is it hanging on?
Like the
Just-
top little row.
You better get it before it falls out.
Right?
Better run up there and get it.
She's like, can I get it out?
Yeah.
That's a first here in the booth.
Wow. It's like a Christmas ornament.
Well, that's fun. Eveliina gonna bring it within one stroke after Henna takes a par there. Hailey King trailing Henna by 2. Real tight battle on day 2 here. Lots of lead changes. It's been fun to watch. We do move to a new course at Silver Creek tomorrow. We will say our goodbyes here at Rollin Ridge.
Let's wrap things up with this par 5. Every shot on this hole is just not quite a shot that your disc can fly comfortably. Again, you have to kind of force it, especially off the tee. You have to take it. After your drive, depending on where it lands, you have to make a decision because that out-of-bounds pond happens to be in the perfect place for a second shot to land. Your third shot, regardless of where you are around that OB pond, is very reachable. Just a nice little hyzer up the right side. There's an alternate fairway on the left side that's there more out of an emergency if you kick over there, but not one that players are going to choose to use.
Bail, bail, bail. Abort. Sirens are flashing. Eveliina hits the gap nicely. She's got great distance, but will be on that left side just a little bit. This first shot's so hard and really sets the tone for the rest of the hole.
It sure does. I think the left side is the ideal side to be on. Owen's going to mess around on the right side, and there is options over there, but they're just not as great.
Ooh, that looks like a nice pured line. Hailey kind of taking a little steam off to just throw a nice controlled straight shot. I love that play.
Yeah, that's a really smart play from Hailey. It's
smart, but also difficult to execute.
Yep. You see a lot of players, though, blasting a driver like we see Henna here and just hoping to kind of get through everything. Eveliina did the same, but I like how Hailey was more of a control low shot, just really making sure to center it up.
Owen, gonna need this disc to turn to the right and not really fade out as much as her discs normally do. She does pull that pretty hard, and now she's kind of in a difficult spot where she's going to have to work pretty hard to save a par. Whoa. Hailey pulling that really hard to the left.
You think she was trying to go to the emergency evacuation route?
It kind of did look like that. I mean, those emergency exit signs are pretty bright, pretty glaring.
It's hard to take your eyes off of them.
But it did look like she just pulled it as well.
Yep.
Oh, Eveliina also going that way? Horrible kick, though. She knows it, too.
It's still flying, I think.
All right.
Oh, Henna, another forehand.
The thing, they don't need the emergency exit, but as Madison said, if these forehands fade out to the right too much, like Henna could be dealing with that OB pond.
Okay, she's like very good at a flex forehand.
Yeah, no kidding.
Oh my God.
I guess it makes sense why they took the emergency route.
Yeah, man, that was a really beautiful flight straight out of bounds.
Okay. This is very atypical. And that's going to work out fine for Owen to save a par, it looks like. You do not see this. It's bizarre. Eveliina just forced to pitch out on her third. Gonna be...
She's laughing at it.
Okay.
Oh, man.
Still in an emergency situation. Remain calm. Put your mask on first before you help anyone else.
And she's going to have some work left, but thankfully she gets out past that final guardian bush. Henna with the OB stroke throwing her fourth shot. She can still get up and down here to save par.
Such an unfortunate break after a really great flex forehand. She pulls it a little inside, but she's going to squeak to
right outside the bullseye. Yeah. Oh, what a nice recovery shot.
Yeah.
Hailey chopping her way up the emergency route.
Still has potential for a birdie. Very awkward stance here. Wow. That core strength is very impressive. She's been training.
I feel like when she hit the ground, she didn't make a sound. Like it was silent.
Also, like she caught herself in a push-up.
Yeah.
Her body didn't touch the ground. She also leapt up afterwards and did a jumping jack.
Yeah.
We didn't see it on camera, but that's what happened.
The prey did not see her coming. I tell you what, that was pure predator mode. That's peak performance.
Impressive. Eveliina to save par. Just inside the circle in a straddle. Good height, misses right. And
Heck
Henna
yeah.
with a nice clean back nine to
Oh.
maintain the solo
And
lead.
a really nice recovery on this final hole with the OB stroke.
Eveliina definitely had the most colors on the scorecard. Did some really exciting things, but just also found some trouble, which will happen if you're throwing full power in the woods. Look at this back nine from Hailey King as well. Squeaky clean. Looks like it's going to take her to within one of the lead.
Owen wasn't quite able to stack up the birdies today, but still a very clean round. And she's got to be fine with this walking away from Rollin Ridge. Minimizing the damage is just as impressive as stringing together birdies.
And going into moving day, Henna Bloomer's going to keep the lead. 1 stroke ahead of Hailey King, 2 ahead of Eveliina Salonen, and 3 ahead of Emily Weatherman, who shoots the hot round at 8 down, tying Evelina's hot round yesterday. Some very impressive stuff. Should be a fun watch as we move to Silver Creek.
Yeah, it's a super silver layout, one we haven't gotten to see before, and a very, very fun layout. This is kind of the premier course in the area. We are very excited to attack these beautiful wildflower-filled fairways.
We sure are.
Thanks for hanging out with us for these 2 rounds at Rollin Ridge. It's pretty brutal to play and maybe a little bit less brutal to watch.
Hopefully.
Hopefully.
We at least made one joke that kept you laughing.
Yep, and we'll see you guys on moving day tomorrow and round 3 of this major event here in Wisconsin. I'm Madison Walker.
I'm Erika Stinchcomb. We're the 2 Hot Geese.
Honk.
Honk. And please subscribe to help us to get to 500,000 followers on YouTube. We love you.